Hello YouTube, I welcome you on this fine day, and today we have a very special episode because I love Control. I'm an absolute fan of Control, but it's not for everyone because this deck is slow as hell. We are essentially trying to ultimate Teferi every single game, and from that point we are just locking our opponent out of the game and winning with cards like Castle Ardenvale or the Realm-Cloaked Giant and Smashing Face. The rest of the deck is really optimized to be used with Teferi. So you can already see we have a lot of 2-mana cards in the deck, and not every single one of them is instant, but the general idea is that when we plus Teferi for the first time, we have 2 untapped lands because we are likely to play them on 5 mana and untap 2 lands. We really want to use those 2 mana, and the way we do this is obviously having a lot of 2 CMC spells, but the other half of the deck is also optimized around him by, for example, using Khan's Bastion to proliferate onto him, or use the Oath of Teferi obviously to let him activate his ability one more time each turn. So all in all, this deck is quite slow, quite grindy, and I really love this deck. So let's jump into the games, and I will see you soon. We are up against a Gitrock monster, and I think this hand is quite fine. We have lands, we have counter spells, and we seem to have legs as well, which is unfortunate. Okay, so Gitrock monster. You should totally check out my version of the Gitrock monster, by the way. I don't think most people have catched up onto the infinite combo yet, so I am not expecting that. Once upon a time? Yeah. But why now, though? I think our opponent should have waited for the draw step first. Pack Rat. Oh boy. No. This is not going to resolve. Oh, perfect. So, this is quite nice. We can play Teferi plus him. I'm not too scared of anything that my opponent does really, because if he, for example, Murderous Riders my Teferi, this Teferi won't get hit by the Murderous Rider. If we draw a land here, this would be perfect, because that would allow me to play the other Teferi and have Dovin's Veto app. And from that point on, we would be in a super nice position. And if my opponent plays anything really here, I'm going to bounce it to draw an additional card. Also to slow them down. Because that's what Teferis do, slow things down, right? So our opponent is searching for a land. We're bouncing that to try to find another land. No land, sadly. Which is unfortunate. We're not going to crack the Mind Stone, because I do want to have my 5 mana. If my opponent plays Gitrock, we're going to counter it with Essence Scatter. And yeah, this is looking pretty grim for our opponent. Yep, we counter that. Okay, so our opponent was not having that, and let's jump right into the next game. Good game. So, let's see what we're up now. Oh, Yarok the Desecrated. ETB Tribal, essentially. Yeah, this hand is fine. We are a bit light on interaction. The Seal Away is nice, though. going with the Evolving Wilds. Okay. Opponent plays Temple of Enlightenment. So yeah, I think I'm dropping the Mindstorm here because I'm not that threatened by anything that a Yarok player can drop on turn 2. And Incubation Druid is totally fine. And we are going to play our tapped land. Yeah. Get that out of the way and be able to play Teferi next turn. No. Absolutely not. Yeah. Pay 2. They do have 1 mana open though. Oh god. This is painful. Veil of Summer. Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
It's not poison. Trust me.
Teferi, get that card out of my face, please. Thank you.
Time for plan B. Let's take it back.
I think our opponent is going to drop Yarok. I'm just hoping that they can't remove. Yeah, they can't remove Teferi here, which is super great for us. Oh yes. We draw a card.
Move quickly.
And we're going to wipe the board clean. Because I don't want to deal with anything weird they're going to do, and this also sets them back on mana. And mana is the limiting factor here. We can Disdainful Stroke, whatever the big thing they play. Or Omen of the Sea at the end step if they don't do anything. Oh, yes. So Oko is coming up next turn. The Veil is in the graveyard already, and we can Thassa's Intervention them. And the best thing is, we can even use Sundering, turn that to the hand, so essentially destroying it. We are going to put a stop here, because that allows us to use Omen of the Sea as well. Cleansing Nova. Do I need a board wipe? Well, let's put it on top just to be extra safe, I guess. Let's anticipate what we're going to draw. Tails End does counter the Oko. The Karn's Bastion gets us there sooner. I think. Oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. If they hold up a counterspell, like for example Negate, Oko plus Negate is not unlikely. So I do want to have the second backup. And I think it's going to be reversal. Reversal, for example, if they go...
No time for a break.
See? Oh yeah. That is also perfect. That way they can't react.
I know my responsibility.
Well, that's a good game. Yeah. But if they had countered the Thassa's Intervention with the they play Oko, I play Intervention, they counter it, I reversal the Intervention, getting that back to my hand, and countering the Oko with the copy. So that would have been a 2-for-1 there. But Teferi also shuts them down, so now they cannot interact with us. Good game. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. We are up against Sir Gwyn, and I have not been able to make her work in Historic, because I felt she was too slow, but maybe this guy has some sweet ideas that I may or may not copy, right? Against Sir Gwyn, I feel they're going to play a lot of creatures and equip them. So destroying those creatures seems pretty great, even though our hand is super slow. Let's just try it. At this point we really want to draw a second white source and we can just relax. Okay, Signet. Oh yes, perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, sure. You do you. Mirror Shield. So, no, we can't even counter the Mirror Shield with Syncopate. But in general, this is a really annoying card for us. Drawing lands is fine. Perfect to be precise, right? Don't even think I need to counter any to wipe the board at all. Yep, Kingsbane Cavalier. Play all the creatures. Yep, play the Oath of Teferi. How does that work? Oh yeah, that doesn't matter anyways. They play Sogwen, we wipe the board, they are sad. But you know what would be even better? Playing Teferi, plussing 2 times, untapping 4 lands and have Settle the Wreckage ready to go. So I think I'm greedy enough to do that. Let's go.
Keep up the pace. No time for a break.
1, 2, 3, 4. Discard. What do we discard? Let's say the Signet. Ah, that is annoying. Nice. Well played, opponent. Well played. They are taking the Settle the Wreckage 100% here. Yep. Yeah, that was... We were greedy. And now we have to slow down, as they say. They know what we have in hand and they still commit to the board. Oh, we're just dead. Oh, that was super greedy, right? Wait, no. Just attack us, right? I think they messed up, or... No. Damn. So, we could have, I think, easily won that game if we weren't so goddamn greedy. But, oh well, we have to lose some games, right? On to the next one. Golly of the Endless Dance is an interesting matchup. Because those decks tend to be quite aggressive. This hand is fine. Acid Scatter counters creatures, which is be good against a deck that runs creatures. We can also go for Search for Azcanta, which is unlikely, I think, because we really want to counter their stuff. Let's see. I think it will come down to how many board wipes I will draw. Yeah. I think I'm very likely to just lay a land past the turn here. Not play the Azcanta because they have a 2-drop commander that they are likely to play. I'm going to Acid Scatter this. The reason is that I am white. I just want to keep the board clean until Teferi comes down. That's just the point. They'll swindle. Play search for Azcanta. And play the Omen in their end step. Or a spell pierce, whatever they try to resolve. I think it's correct to spell pierce this. Because either it gets countered, or our opponent has to pay 2 mana, and if they pay 2 mana, they cannot play Gallia. Yep, they chose to play Gallia. Graveyard. Time wipe, nice. I think there is merit to playing Omen of the Sea now and trying to hit a land drop. But I'm also not too worried about that, because I think it's more important to bluff them out on me having big counterspells. Omen of the Sea. Shadow the Sky. Nice. Library. And I think we can wait a bit more. And the really nice thing is that we have Spell Swindle, so we can... Like, the best thing here would be if they try to resolve Nissa, we counter the Nissa. Yeah, we spell swindle that to get the mana. Do I just want to draw lands or not? How many cards do I have? Just trying to get to the flipped. Trying to get to the flipped Azcanta. That's what I was going to say. If we Teferi and board wipe here, we use 3 treasures, they play Gallia again, hit the Teferi and it goes down to 3, which is fine, I believe, because if they do that, they are likely to not play anything else together with the 4 mana Gallia. At that point we can wipe again, or just use the Blast Zone. Yeah, we can use the Blast Zone to kill her.
Trust me, you'll thank me later. No time for a break.
Just let's shatter the skies. And untap those. Absolutely fine. And I value my treasures, so I'm not using them. You can keep that on top. Transform.
Hold that thought.
I think we're trying to get something. Oh yeah, perfect. Seal Away is the exact card that I wanted here. Banishing Light, the Guardian Project. To the end step and untap those 2. And if they try to play Gallia, oh wait, I just realized they let Gallia go to the graveyard. That doesn't seem right, I guess. Oh no! Oh, that's so cool. That is really cool. Yeah, they let Gallia go to the graveyard to use her with Satyr's Cunning, and by doing that, they were able to send her to the command zone again. I'm using 1 treasure here to find extra turn spells faster. Let's go with Anticipate. Oh yes, sweet. Do I care? No, I don't care.
That's
I
it.
really don't. That is absolutely fine.
Keep up the
Teferi
pace.
plus. Teferi plus.
We need to move quickly.
Oh, nice. And we can Tails and... yeah. And turn. Number 2. Do we activate the search for Azcanta now? Yeah, I guess we do. Auto pay. Get the Cleansing Nova. 1, 2. Yep. Sweet. Yeah, I guess I don't see a point of countering that when we can just Cleansing Nova them. Yep. Turn, they are going to attack Teferi. We are fine with that.
Don't make another move.
Let's see. Narset gets us deeper to our Nexus.
Hurry. Let's skip to the good part.
Okay. What can we do here? Narset Nexus? No Nexus. Narset Nexus? No Nexus. Damn. Search for Azcanta Nexus? Yay. Okay. How much mana? Yeah, Nexus. There it is. Yep, and that's a good game. We'll play against the Gitrock monster. Huh. People quite like this guy, huh? Anyways. Since I go first, I'm going to keep this. I don't have counter spells except the spell swindle, but that's not a real counter spell. It's really expensive. But the nice thing is, since we're on the play, they're going to, like, I hope they play a Mana Dork, and I can bounce that Mana Dork, so they play Gitrock on turn 5, and I keep 5 mana open for Spell Swindle. But maybe that's just a pipe dream, to be honest. If we want to play Teferi, maybe we want to play the Fabled Passage. I don't think I need to. Maybe it's a bit greedy to not crack the Fabled Passage for blue now. But we draw just one more untapped source, it's fine. Well, and we can play him on 3 anyways, because even if this comes into play tapped, we can use the Mindstone mana. Our opponent is holding up Once Upon a Time. They are... Don't use it now. People never wait for their draw step to see if their opinion, what they would grab, changes. They're just so eager to play this card. Temple of Milady. And a Castle Ardenvale to smooth everything out. Paradise Druid. Well, we kind of have a hard time bouncing that with Teferi, right? I think it's still correct to just do like this, plus Teferi,
Here we go.
and next turn, now they ramp, right? Yeah, they play Acolyte of Affliction. And I'm grabbing the blue mana with the Fabled Passage. Okay, Okay, here comes the big gamble. I don't even think it's a gamble. Because we have two options. We could, well, could also Realm-Cloaked Giant, but I don't think that's effective. Spell Swindling, like holding up Spell Swindle, like bouncing an Acolyte. I hope they play Gitrog and Spell Swindle the Gitrog. But we could also just bounce the Acolyte.
Let's try this.
Well, yeah, and now we can counter the Gitrog as well. Okay, so they surrendered. But yeah, if they dropped Gitrog, we would have let that resolve, anticipate, and then Realm-Cloaked Giant the board maybe. Or Disdainful Stroke it. I don't know. But point being, we win. Good game. We play against Golos, and yeah, the plan is decent. 2 counterspells versus Golos, a bit of ramp. As usual, just drawing lands, absolutely fine. And let's see where we go from here. So, Lazard Plating, by the way, in case you wondered, it is a really nice protection spell that people usually don't expect. And the 1/1 can actually be relevant as a blocker on the floor. Another thing you can do is stop people from harassing you with this. And in general, it's quite flexible. It doesn't have a place in every deck, but it fits nicely here because it's 2 mana instant speed, and that's all a card really needs to be good in this deck. Since we're on the play, I think most ramp from Golos comes down on turn 3, at least. Oh well, we can't counter anything relevant anyways, really. Yeah, everything available at instant speed. Go to stop in their end step. And let's anticipate what they're going to do. Let's hope they won't have a stroke, right? Because that would be the end of the tale. Yep, Arcane Signet is absolutely fine. Could have also tried to counter it with Dovin's Veto on Negate by anticipating into the Negate and whatnot, but I'm currently more worried about their land drops rather than anything else, really. Dispute is absolutely fine. So, do they have Spell Pierce? Because now I can play Teferi, right? If they have it, they have it. They don't. So maybe that was a bit impatient from them.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Untap 2 lands, have Lazard Plating, Tails End or Disdainful Stroke available. And we are in a great position once again. Let's see. I'm expecting the Golos here. Because that's usually what Golos players do. Play Golos, right? We're going to counter it with a oh, no Golos. Interesting. Yeah, I can play the waiting game even better than you. And we can end step in Nexus, by the way. So, grab. Yeah, just the blue. Doesn't really matter at this point. Let's see. Go to end step. End step. Teferi triggers. Float 2 mana. Untap 2 lands. So I could play Nexus here. So I hold priority first and then they do. But if they pass the turn, I don't get priority back. So if I want to play Nexus Guaranteed, I play here. But the thing is that I want to mind game them, so if they do something in my end step, they do it now, and in response to that I can Nexus. And this guarantees that they don't have counter spells. And if they have removal, Shock is perfectly fine, yes.
Stop that, now!
Okay, so they didn't do that. The thing is, yep, we Tails End that 100%. Thing is, if we draw another land, we can go Nexus, copy the Nexus reversal, and that will be super brutal. So let's hope for the best.
Hurry!
Yes, perfect. Yep, you, Nexus, reversal, get back another Nexus. And that is game. GG. Okay, we're up against Heliod's Suncrown. I quite like him. I think it's a decent aggro deck. If you build it right, just super low to the ground, life gain, and have everything going when he comes down. There are also quite a few good historic options, like Sarah Ascendant. The opponent goes first. Really want a 2-mana counterspell in my hand. This is technically 2 mana, but I can't use it at 2. So, oh yeah, Blink of an Eye is pretty much almost the same thing, almost. Yeah. Memorial of Glory. Daxos. Daxos is strong. Deck. Yeah, that's sweet. What we can do, they play Heliod. They are likely to play Heliod. Oh, no Heliod. Sweet. I feel like... Huh. I feel like I want to bounce their Daxos just to reduce the damage. Ideal, or like the Banalish Marshal. Because we take 2 more damage, but it costs them more mana to put it on the board, and we need time. Oops, left it wrong. We just essentially buy time. I know we have a board wipe, but I just want to reduce the pressure until we board wipe right now. Okay, and now we have a real counterspell up in Thassa's Intervention, because they probably can't pay 2 for whatever they're going to play. Hope they try to resolve Heliod. If not, they don't seem to have a land drop available to them. If they just drop something for 4, I will obviously try to Disdainful Stroke that. Oh yeah, there is the land. Heliod, that's his intervention. Let's go. And that goes back to the command zone. In a perfect world, I would find something to stop this from attacking my Teferi, right? But I think Okay, so it goes as following. I play land, maybe opt in my main phase to find something that I can utilize. And on 5 I'm likely to drop Teferi with Disdainful Stroke backup. And by... Now if they play the Banishing Light and I don't find a counterspell, they have 5 power on board, no, 6 power on board. And this kills the Teferi. So that's not an option to drop it in the future. But we will see, it could all go quite different from what I planned right now. That's a beautiful artwork though. Yeah, that's from the Hallowed Festival. And by the way, the EREBOS'S Festival is also coming up next. And in there we have a historic Brawl queue, and this will be quite fun. And I've also just learned that Golos is also now banned in Historic Brawl, so that is quite sad to hear. Because I've just made a beautiful, beautiful Golos deck. Oh yeah, Essence Scatter is the perfect pickup here. Like, just the exact thing that we needed. Because we can reduce the pressure on the board a bit, and then safely drop Teferi afterwards. Oh yeah, I'm also super fine with... Yeah, yes, this is amazing. We're not going to sacrifice the Mind Stone at all. Okay. I mean, I could just drop the Evolving Waltz, right? Let's see what we draw first, if I want to have 3 or 2 mana available to us.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
2 mana is fine. One thing that will annoy us a bit are prison effects. So if they exile Teferi, we currently don't have anything non-creature. Like, we have no non-creature counter for 3 mana or lower. So there is a possibility that Teferi just gets removed right now. But if it doesn't, I mean, we're in really good shape. Yeah, no. I was just thinking if I should Disdainful Stroke or Essence Scatter that, but considering they have threatening things in hand already. Very... I'll go to end step. Nexus of Fate. Get another turn. Teferi.
You know what?
Once again.
I'm not done yet.
Settle the Wreckage is a nice pickup. And considering we have so many counter spells in our hand right now, I think I'm just going to board wipe the single Daxos off the board, because we still have Settle the Wreckage and Time Wipe available. And this allows us to ultimate Teferi soon. But yeah, as I said, prison effects are the annoying thing. I will also... I think I will crack the Mind Stone in their end step. Because I think the mana is fine right now. I am going to crack that now. Try to get a counterspell. No counterspell. Damn. Yes, I would like to send that to the command zone. And the Legion's Landing. That's pretty nice. So, Elspeth Conquers Death. will make it so our counter spells will cost 4 now and we can Settle the Wreckage. Well, our Essence Scatter costs 4 now. But we do have just enough mana for that. Do I care about that? No, I think I will just board wipe it.
Enough! Let's skip to the good part.
Teferi. Excess of Fate. Teferi again.
Hurry!
And time wipe their board. And now we have Negate and Essence Scatter. Yeah, I think it's pretty much a good game. And Spellswingle as well, yeah. So it was a thin line where I really wanted them to not have prison effects for a few seconds there. But in the end we were victorious, and good game, my opponent. Good game. Okay, we are going into the next match, and we are up against Niv-Mizzet Reborn. I've heard that he is quite powerful in Standard Brawl, but I don't think he's good at all in Historic, because he's just too slow. At least it looks like that for me. I don't like our land situation, but board wipes are really effective against Niv-Mizzet. We can bounce stuff, and we can filter for lands with Search for Azcanta. The Glacial Fortress comes into play tap, but that's not a problem because we can play Fortress on 1, Blast on 2, and then Azcanta as well. So this is a hand where I just want to draw maybe one counterspell, and there is the one counterspell, and just lands from this point on. Let's see. I'm expecting them. No, okay, Gateway Plaza. Because I was about to say maybe a mana drop. But that doesn't appear to be the case. Search for Azcanta. So, if they play a mana rock, like the usual play pattern is land, mana, there is the mana rock, essentially. Yeah, let's be greedy, right? Because we also draw cards with Teferi. Instead of bouncing the goose, we could just bounce the food. And I mean, given the fact that they didn't put a land into play this turn, means that we bounce one of them to deny them the what's it called? Deny them the mana. And if we bounce this, it's cost them 2 mana to make another food. And if you bounce the bird, it costs them 1 mana to make another food. So we're going to bounce the actual token. Nice, a land. And I wouldn't have done this if they had 2 mana open, because in response they could sacrifice the token and gain life, and I would have been denied the draw. But since that's not the case, they are just going to goose it up, make another egg, so it didn't really matter what we bounced, because they would have made a token anyways. Okay, so we have this tap land. Don't think we will need the untap right now. So yeah, we play this. Do I need another board wipe? Probably not. I'm also considering the fact that we right now can play our board wipes at instant speed with Teferi. So yeah, I think this is it. End turn. And I'm also considering, if they draw land here, I'm considering letting the Niv-Mizzet resolve. because Niv-Mizzet decks usually get big cards. Faber Elder, that's mana. Nope. Submit 0. But yeah, I'm considering letting the Niv-Mizzet resolve and then dealing with problems after that. Okay, and our opponent is seems to be in the tank. What are they trying to figure out? Tail's End, huh? That can counter the... They do run quite a few legends that are multicolored. Yeah, I think I like it.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Oh, oops. Almost clicked the wrong ability.
Let's skip to the good part.
And we are in quite a dominating position. But you also have to consider that the fact that they got land screwed. You really want to have hiccups against this deck. Dovin's Veto, Tails, and or nothing. If we let that resolve, they have a value engine at hand. It's just in general a bad idea to let Planeswalkers stick, because those can't be water wiped. So do we reuse Tail's End or Dovin's Veto? Right? I think Tail's End is the play, because the most threatening cards against our Planeswalkers are non-creatures. Yes, more counter spells. Like Murder's Rider, for example, and we can't counter that with Dovin's Veto.
Hurry!
Yep, we hurry. You.
Here goes nothing.
And yeah, we use Can's Bastion now. Yes, we also proliferate on the Blast Zone, that is fine. We hold up Dovin's Veto, and next turn we can ultimate Teferi by using Blast Zone and ultimating him. I'm generally not greedy with the ultimate. I'm not trying to go to 9 and then let him survive. I'm just trying to ultimate as fast as possible, and at this position we have all the time in the world. Yes, it's okay. Yeah, pretty much any kind of protection is okay. Proliferate. Get the emblem.
With each turn of the clock,
And
your reality
use the goose. Bounce the goose. Yeah, bounce the goose, exile that land. There are 2 lands, and I don't think they can win from that point on. GG. Interesting, interesting. Our opponent is bringing Sorin, Empire Bloodlord, I believe is... No, the Vengeful Bloodlord, yes. The gate is quite good against a commander that is not a creature. Opt is always nice. Oh, yes, this is just a nice hand. Yeah. Let's opt in their end step. No, we opt in response, because that's what we do. Cool people do everything in response. You know that, right? So, Plains, Azcanta. There is merit to not playing Azcanta in case they have a 2-drop, but since we have Teferi, I feel pretty safe against 2-drops. Yes, Time Wipe is the exact thing that I want to draw right here. Teferi. They... just to slow things down, as usual. I think there's an argument to be made to not play Teferi here, because it will die. But I just want the card around the filtering ability, and to I want to slow my opponent down. Do I need this? I'm keeping it on top, because it lines up so nicely with our hand.
Oh, I've done
We can
the
counter
hero
something
thing
and
before.
then anticipate. Because the reason would be if we don't like play it soon, it would have been better in the graveyard to flip Azcanta faster, but because we do have time wipe, so that is absolutely fine. Yep. Now we're going to anticipate for a blue source. Nexus, Lazartep or Narset. None of those are a blue source. So, Nexus is obviously like the highest power pick, but I don't think we're at the point where we need the Nexus, right? Because we're pressured on. If we weren't pressured on the board, Nexus would be decent because we could Teferi plus hold up counter spells and next turn play Nexus because we had, if we draw along the land, we could use tap 5 mana, untap 2 and tap a Nexus, but I don't think we're in a position to do that. Narset, I would pick Narset here if I didn't have a board wipe in hand, so Lazartep plating is kind of decent protection also for our search for Azcanta. Main problem I have with Narset is that it costs double blue and we need to top deck exactly a blue source to utilize her. Yeah, see, now I'm not going to play Narset because I want to counter the Sorin. I really do. Our opponent is attacking first, which makes sense. They don't care about the life total and it's a safer play. Yeah, Resplendent Angel is absolutely fine. In their end step, we're going to Field of Ruin the Castle Ardenvale, grab a blue source. That also fills up the graveyard for Search for Azcanta. Yep, more lands is always nice. I'm going to filter the Narset once.
If you wish to surrender
Yep,
now,
activate you.
I understand. Hone your prowess.
Now we could grab the Nexus of Fate. Interesting. We want to set up a turn where... Okay, Teferi effectively costs 3, so we need 10 mana to play Nexus. With Teferi, it's such... Is a really good card. How far are we away from this kind of flipping? Spell Swindler is not as... Because the card is revealed with Narset, the other two cards are not as surprising for my opponent, so I'm picking the Nexus here. Fine with letting that resolve, because that essentially goes face. Right? Yes, I am shattering the sky. And that is also perfect because we can shatter the sky, wipe the board, and still have 2 mana open for the negate or the Disdainful Stroke. Which is more threatening? Sorin or Johnny? Quite nice. Damn, they have 2 planeswalkers. I think they played this quite nicely here. Which is more threatening? I'm going to counter this because it can make 2 threats 2 turns in a row. But the Sorin can... Wait, did I... Oh, I thought this was untapped, like the land in the back, because it's Ah, yeah, then it's pretty hard for opponent to do something right now. Teferi. Untap. 2 lands. Yeah. You and you. Nice. So we have everything available in our opponent's turn. Everything cheap. Vraska's Contempt. How should we counter this? Yeah, with a negate. And
hurry.
Yes. And in the end step we can play Search for Azcanta. Activate it rather. And we have a chance of getting another Nexus. We didn't get another Nexus, just a Tail's End.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Now let's search with... Okay. I think just picking counter spells is fine. And I can tap the Search for Azcanta now. Okay. Our opponent plays Heliod. Do I care about it? No. Can I counter everything they play anyways? Yes, so I'm going to do it. Yep, if we syncopate for x equals 1, we can still activate the Search for Azcanta. Yeah, let's take the more general counterspell. You grab you, activate Teferi.
Hold that thought.
And I'm going to discard the Seal Away here, because I don't think we will need it anymore. The Vampire will be countered as well. Yep. Let's just grab the Sundering. Perfect.
We need to move quickly.
And at this point, it is absolutely over for them. Yep. You. Oh, doesn't really matter.
I won't. I don't do this lightly.
Good game. And at this point, we're beating them down with the Lazarev Plating token. Exile the Castle Ardenvale.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
Exiling this, as it comes into play untapped at the end step. Last Teferi.
No time for a break. This is hardly my worst defeat.
Last Teferi again.
Keep
So
up
we
the
will
pace.
untap 4 lands.
I really should have seen that coming.
And we can crack the Mightstone as well.
We will meet again.
Castle Ardenvale. Ready, light year.
That didn't go according to plan.
And now we can go to the end step. All of those resolve. We can hold full control. Yes. Cancel. We want to use this and this. Yes. The U. Narset's reversal U, and we get it back to the hand from the graveyard. Yes, and that is good game. And we are able to exile every single land, well, except one of them. And this should be a good game. So, we just got done with the games. I really hope you enjoyed them. I really love this deck. And it's also, quite honest, one of the best historic Brawl decks out there. It is super control-y. It can just wipe your face if you're slow, because if you're slow, every single card gets cancelled or countered or whatnot, and Nexus and Sundering can just pull you ahead for free, essentially, because you get 3 turns, 3 activations of the Teferi, and just get insurmountable advantage from that point on. I think this deck also is very likely to improve in the future with new card releases, and they just dropped Historic Anthology 2, and I don't think I want to include the cycle lands, but maybe you can play around with that. I will go and play different decks probably, because more YouTube videos, yay! By the way, on the topic of more YouTube videos, if you like the video, like the video. If you want to comment on the video, just comment on the video. If you don't want to comment, that is fine. Also comment on the video. Thank you very much. But in all seriousness, it would immensely help my channel if you would also subscribe to it, and I will see you soon.